Ted confirms that everything is better with champagne. And has Claire gone too far? Stay tuned, let's dish!
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Dishin Days, where AfterBuzz TV's weekly recap of NBC's Emmy award-winning soap opera Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tammy Govea, we got a full house today. We got a full, beautiful house, starting to the left.
Hi, Michael Mattis, I'm back. Yay! Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I missed y'all too. Sorry.
We're good. I'm Chelsea Overocker. I'm so happy to be back.
Chelsea's back.
Welcome to the crew.
Yes.
Thank you.
Crazy crew.
Mark J. Freeman in the
It's back! Yay!
2 weeks in a row.
I know.
I'm starting to become a regular.
This is a good thing. Trouble is a good thing. And Tony is still, well, I don't know if he's still in D.C., but he was hosting the Daytime Pride. Was
The
that
Spectrum Celebrity Events Daytime Pride event in Washington, D.C.
People were tweeting about it, and they were so excited. It looked like a really
Everyone
good event.
looks so good, too.
So happy.
So happy.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yes. Want to make sure that you are following us across all social media platforms. So please, on Facebook and Insta, you can find us at Dishin Days, and on Twitter, you can find us at _Dishin Days. Also, if you are a fan of General Hospital or The Young and the Restless, we have recap shows for those as well. So for GH, you can go to the GH Report, and for The Young and the Restless, you can go to the Restless Wrap. If you're on YouTube right now, in the chat room, say hello, because Michael and Mark are both in the chat room. So say hi.
Yeah.
Engage with us.
We've been chatting a little bit.
Yes. And if you are one of our podcast listeners, hello, podcast listeners, please give us a 5-star review. Well, we don't have to give us a 5-star
give us
review.
5-star.
Give us a 5-star.
We like the positive feedback.
5.
Yes, please. Thank you for joining us on the podcast as well. And I think that's it for all the little news items. What'd you guys think about the show?
This was the first time in a while I was like, I cannot wait till Monday. That cliffhanger. I'm like, Ben and Marlena, what are they going to find? I was kind of on my seat a little bit like, oh, and then they just cut it. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that.
I thought it was a good week. We had some excitement, some movement. I always like a little movement with the story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't an info week.
It wasn't an info week. That's right. What do you think, Mark?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought, it's funny that you said that, because I thought when they showed Ben and Marlena, like, that surprised look, you know, it's never what you think it's going to be.
No.
Right.
So in my head, I was like, it's probably an empty paper towel roll,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
I know. I had my own thoughts about that.
We'll see what it is.
I know. All right. So I think it's time to start
Dishin Days.
Yay! All right, so the week starts off with Xander, Crickle, Kate, Ted, parentheses, Sammy, Lucas, Brady, and Hope. And so, of course, the week starting with Sammy slapping the bejesus.
Them slapping each other.
Was slapping, or was she like going for a scratch?
She like scratched.
Was it a scratch thing?
I think they were really hitting each other, and she was trying to do it softly, and then they just used that take.
It's like, we know each other.
They were like, we're running out of time.
Go for it.
They're like, good enough.
I know.
Good enough. But then, like, she went for the neck too, in true Sammy style, you know. And you could actually hear, like, there was a sound. You could hear like a ripping sound, and I was like, what's going on? And then it would end up being like the Nicole or the mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
The face.
I love this.
And she was just like,
Yes.
The whole time she's just like, and then it's like funny with the way they cut the scenes, because she's like overlooking, talking to someone different right here, and then the whole time she's like, yeah, no, this is just a scar, I don't want to see it. But that was my favorite scene. This is why I'm so happy Sammy's back. I was rooting for Sammy the whole time. I'm like, if anyone's gonna crack this, it's gonna be Sammy physically getting into the fight.
And she literally cracked something.
Yeah.
Literally. And I loved, so then it went to Xander and Ted, and they had the face-off, and Ted fighting for his life.
Ted's such a pansy. Like
He
wants to be like a tough guy, and he wants to be all shady, but he's a wimp.
Yeah.
He's
He's a wimp in a good sense, though, because he's smart. I didn't know how he was going to talk his
Okay.
way out of this.
I mean, that's what he's good at. He's good at talking his way out of the sticky situations he gets himself into.
Yes, and using
Except he didn't talk his way out of the secret room yet.
Well, but he did the necklace. He
necklace
got him to
was
take the
smart.
necklace, which I thought was smart too, because I
Yeah.
actually didn't pick up on it until he said something. I was like, oh, that's actually smart.
And him telling Xander, look, I'm going to be DA. So you do this for me. That means you have an in now.
Yeah.
With the DA. And that was the only thing that Sandra was like, all right, you know what? That's a good point. I'll let you live. I'll let you live.
In the secret room.
In the secret room. That has no bathroom.
Nope.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
I have to think that. I overthink things. There's
Tammy,
champagne. There's champagne, but there's no bathroom. That's not a good combination.
That's one of the things that Tony says we just have to kind of like accept with open
Yes.
arms.
Yeah.
Like they're going somewhere, we just don't see it.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of champagne. They're gonna have to go sometime.
And
It's probably off camera.
I know, way off camera. I love the conversation between Ted and Xander. Oh, and Xander says to Ted, we're just two bad boys trying to get the love of two good women.
Yeah.
Because that's what Ted was saying. His whole motivation to get out is to prove himself to Hope.
Yeah.
And Xander, I guess Sarah's his thing.
Huge thing.
That's he's like, okay.
Gaga, like smitten to it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I don't know if that surprised me or I almost wanted to work because I've been
absolutely.
Team Sarah and Eric. And then Nicole came back. I'm like, oh God, she's back. I wanted Sarah and Eric, but I think I'm liking Xander and Sarah.
I like their chemistry together.
I love their chemistry,
Right?
especially on Friday's episode when he gives her the necklace and she just kind of looks at him saying, you should not be alone on your wedding night. I was like, that was a nice moment between them. So I kind of like them two together.
I think she's softening, and I think that's a result of Maggie as well. Like him and Maggie kind of developing a friendship, and she's seeing like we see what Xander's doing like behind the scenes. We see him like locking people up and stuff, but at least he's not killing them. I think that was kind of his way. Is his way of like getting out of killing. He's just shoving them in the room, obviously.
You actually see him have moments of conscience now.
Yeah.
And I'm going to attribute that, like you said, all to Miss Maggie.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he's a good guy because he's lying to Kristen too, telling her, "Oh yeah, I killed them. They're taken care of. Kate and Ted are taken care of." But no, deep down, he's a softie, and I think Sarah brings that out in him. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Sin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
I love my Sin.
When did Kristen just become this like, oh, just kill him. Oh, just kill him. Oh, just kill him. Like, there's like a trail of bodies. If it was up to her, there'd be a trail of.
Yeah.
It almost seems out of character. Because
Kind of,
She was always like the big schemer.
She was never a murderer. She was never like a killer, but she was a little more devious than that. She was a little more creative with her scheming than just like kill.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm on board with that because I like the scheming.
Yeah, exactly.
Kristen DiMeras.
It's always more fun.
The smarter one.
Yeah.
You know?
She's getting very sloppy though, because everyone almost in this whole week the text, okay, what is going on with Nicole? Like
Everyone's giving her the hope round, even if it's not hope.
Oh yeah, Hope, Abe, So yeah, I feel like everyone's kind of getting in there thinking, okay, what is going on? But there's a couple moments too where even when she was talking to Hope, and Sammy too, and just going off about Eric. And
She's
then
angry.
about
Very reactive. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So she needs to be careful.
So I felt scared for Kate. And it's hard to feel scared for Kate because Kate's Kate. I'm not
scared I'm not scared for Kate because I feel like she can get out of this.
Yeah,
if anyone can, she'll get out of this.
That's true. But then you've got wielding Kirkole with
the hair dryer.
Fireplace, hair dryers, fireplace pokers. Anything
She's
she
very
can
resourceful.
wield,
Yeah.
she's zonking over the head. But I love the moment where Kate wakes up in the DiMeras.
Yeah.
And she's like,
She's like, oh,
this place
God. Not this again. Oh, God. But before Ted, he grabbed the bottle of champagne to revive her.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, what? How does that revive? Like,
It's Kate. The only thing that's going to revive her is a good bottle of champagne.
Well, no, and I thought he was trying to like choke her so she would wake up. You know what I mean? Like that's what I because at first I was like, really, champagne? That like medically that's not a thing. But if he was trying to like choke her like so she would stop breathing and like kind of jolts her awake. I guess maybe that's why.
No, I thought it was. Yeah, go ahead.
I like the comment when she's like, in the company, she's like, I've been here before, and the current company's not much better than
I
ours.
love that part. And she just takes the champagnes like, this is mine.
She's like, get your own.
So how much of the story has Ted revealed to Kate? I mean, he's told her that Holly is still alive.
Yeah.
But he hasn't really explained how involved he is with Xander, right?
No, I don't think so.
She's telling him way more right now, just saying this is my suspicion.
It's just suspicion, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, this is Kristen, and she's definitely onto something. So I don't know how that's going to play out, but I think he's just listening right now, and I think he's playing it smart by saying, okay, how'd you get in here? What's your dilemma with this? And I think he's just going to kind of play what part he needs to in this.
Yeah.
As far as she's concerned, Nicole is working with Kristen.
Yes.
She hasn't put the...
Right. Well,
No,
she's not sure if Kristen's alive. She just said that she feels like she heard her voice, but then he was like, well, she's dead. How could you have heard her voice? Like, I know, but I don't know. That's kind of what was... So I don't think she really believes that Kristen's there necessarily 100% yet, but she suspects it.
Yeah.
And it tops off, that storyline tops off with because we had Hope in here. Why do we have Brady in here?
Because they talked in the hallway for a
Oh,
little
that's
bit.
right.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
tries to call Ted's phone again, and
she hears it
the
in the
battery
room.
dies.
Right.
That was annoying.
Of course it does.
Yeah, I was like, perfect timing. We were all at the door, and then, of course, the battery dies then.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that coming. That Ashley's like, really?
Typical soap opera.
Hope and Kroll clash. Yeah, because that's another moment where Kroll is just laying in to
Yeah.
someone, and she can't stand Hope now and sends Hope that text from Ted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Au revoir, mon amour.
Mon amour.
Mi amor.
And then she writes back, bye, Ted.
Yeah, that's all she has to say. Bye, Ted.
Yeah.
I was like,
Like,
really?
bye, bitch. But then she sees the necklace.
Yeah.
I didn't see, for some reason, I didn't see that coming because, Hope has seen the necklace before. Ted's tried to give it to her a couple times. So, now maybe she's going to put something together.
And that's why
Yeah.
he did it, because
Yeah.
he's smart.
Yeah.
Hoping, fingers crossed, somebody's going to see the necklace and put two and two together.
Oh, see, I missed that part.
Yes.
That was a...
Well, he says it. He
Yes.
actually
Yeah.
says
I know,
it.
I missed
when
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have been getting water.
Yeah. Welcome to my life.
And I was actually surprised that she walked out of the house with the necklace on, and she's going to have dinner with Rex,
And
right?
he
How Rex is
question,
gonna feel
wow,
about
that's, I would be a little,
I think she likes to
jealous.
ruffle Rex's feathers, though, to be honest.
Back to him giving the necklace, he was like, "Oh, it's a gift for the newlyweds," and I feel like no one really thought like. Nobody knew. This was a spur of the moment thing. How could you have this necklace prepared right now if you just found out that we got married?
Yeah.
No one really questioned it. And I was
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, guys, well, all right, fine, whatever.
Well, everyone's so up in arms about them being married, and that's
Yeah.
The only one that's
later
happy
on
is
down the
Kate.
line, but
I just have to say, my favorite things I documented was when Sarah and Rex are walking in. Oh, we got married, and Maggie and Xander look at each other. You did what?
Yeah.
Love it.
that was an LOL moment.
Yeah, it was good.
That was good. Okay, I think for that storyline,
Yeah.
pretty much wrapped up.
Pretty
Okay,
much it.
on to Ben, Sierra, Trip, Claire, Eve, Justin. We need more Justin. I miss him. Sean and Marlena.
Justin, the alleged best. Suddenly, he's the best lawyer of Salem. Like,
Of course.
But I'm like, he loses all the time. Whatever. Open arms.
Right.
We'll take it.
Right.
So we start the week with Claire having dinner with Daddy.
They weren't on until Thursday, but a lot happened in those two episodes
Yeah,
of the storyline.
exactly.
So it was nice to see Sean having dinner, and she revealed that she did the recording that Eve used to get Haley deported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's kind of, but he's still like, he didn't really shame her for it.
No.
he sympathizes
He's being a
with
good
her.
daddy.
Yeah.
He is. I wish Sean and Belle were a little bit more there for Claire, because I think she's starting to really get in the right direction when Sean was there. And I think if they were there a little bit sooner and had their guidance, she might have not been. I think she would have confessed sooner, or she would have probably calmed down, saying, "Okay, I'm in the wrong with a lot of this stuff." But I think because she's obviously not very well, I just kind of wish Sean and Belle were there a little bit more for her. And I think Sean is starting to put it together, because even when Eve is saying, "Oh, she reminds me a lot of me," he's like, "Red flags."
That's not good.
Like, that's not a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was kind of disturbing watching that conversation between Claire and her dad, because she flips out on him, and you can see how paranoid she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is anyone here a little bit upset? Not upset, but in disagreement with what Sierra, Ben, and Trip are doing, because we see Claire, like, there's been a couple moments where she kind of flies off the handle, and then she realizes, and she's almost like has this, what's wrong with me? Like, she's like almost like she's sick, and she can't control it.
She said that to me too. She had that moment. She's like, "What is wrong with me?" And he's like, "Nothing's wrong with you, honey."
And so part of me kind of sympathizes with her, and it's like, and I'm like, what about? And I've seen some tweets about this. Like, what about trying to get her help instead of like setting her up? And I understand that she's tried to light 2 people or 3 people on fire, and I can understand their motivation to want to catch her, but part of me is like, get her some help. Like, and maybe
but she would never confess to this. You can't offer someone help and then have them deny that there's a problem.
To Chelsea's point, though, if it had been like family members intervening and not Eve Donovan, she may have been more inclined to confess.
Absolutely.
But then, of course, if it had gone that way, we wouldn't have this delicious drama going on.
I was just literally just thinking that. I'm like, girl, we're watching Days of Our Lives.
No, I know, but
we don't have kind, calm, loving moments. No. We have a drama, girl.
We have knives and tape recordings and lighting on fire. So, but you know, that's where my mind is. I'm kind of torn.
Yeah. And even a couple weeks ago too, when Claire was talking with Marlena, like she was almost going to get it out. You know, because when Marlena heard the ringtone and she's really questioning Claire at that time, she's like, okay, Grandma, I did something wrong. So I think Claire knows that she needs help, but right now she's just too far gone, and she's listening to Eve, which is not the best role model, because Eve just cares about Eve, and she just wants to get justice for her daughter. But she's not really there to help Claire. With Sierra, I get where she's coming from, but I kind of wish, you know, they wouldn't kind of drive her over the edge if they especially knew. Because Ben has a point. I mean, I love that sin moment, though, when he's very protective over Sierra in the apartment, saying, I don't want you to go too far. You know what Claire's capable of. Yes. I love that moment between them. But, yeah, I think with Sierra, because Ben was sick for a while, too, and she, you know, was like, he's a good person. He just got on the wrong path. I kind of want her to do that a little bit with Claire, too.
I kind of feel like Ben can almost empathize with Claire.
Yeah.
That's what people in the chat room are saying right now.
But at the same time, Ben's life is at stake because Eve is looking to frame him for all of this.
He's kind of desperate, yeah.
So, you know, it's like either be sympathetic with Claire and
possibly get thrown away.
But exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And he doesn't have time for that right now.
No.
He's like, I got to save myself.
TikTok.
Yeah. No, it's Eve. Eve is really the one controlling all of this. So,
and I think she's going to eventually get put through the ringer for it. I'm hoping.
I can't wait till that happens.
The puppet master will fall.
Dylan Matthews in the chat room. Claire has a disease. It's called diabetes. I've heard that joke before, but I always find it funny.
That's awesome.
I always think it's funny. Diabetes.
And I always loved the scenes with Ben and Marlena.
Yes, I was going to comp the same. Yeah. I love it. Like, Marlena kind of seems like a second mom to him, almost more than a doctor. And Ben has a trust with Marlena. Because he could I don't think he told anyone else his theory, well, besides Eve, that would believe him. Eve, we already know. But, you know, Sierra's on his side, and then he's like, look, I don't want to hurt you, but it's your granddaughter who's doing this. And Marlena looked at him saying, I believe you.
I know, she didn't question it for a minute.
But I had a moment of concern, because wasn't there a time where Marlena told, was it Hope? Some confidential stuff about her session with Ben and violated his trust with her. So when Marlena was saying, you know, let's go have some chowder, you know, you can trust me, I'm thinking, no, I don't know if I can trust you because it didn't go so well last time. Yeah, they just kind of glossed over
that, but good
but I'm glad they eventually went in and sat down, and when Ben told her the plan that Sierra and Trip had, Marlena says, oh, that's not a good plan.
Yeah. She's like, ooh, like, bad plan.
Exactly. Yeah. Bad plan. And then they rush to the apartment, and all this time, Trip and Sierra have been doing their play, their act. And Eve sends a text.
Where did that come from?
I did not see that coming.
I didn't see that coming either. And was there a conversation I missed?
Yes.
Or was that
Ben says something to her, and he says something like we are gonna figure it out, or
was it to Eve?
Yeah, Ben has a conversation with.
That's right.
Is that what I said? Yeah. He has a conversation with Eve, and then he says we, and then she said, who's we? And then he says, oh, me and my attorney.
That's it.
So I think that's probably
you're right.
Yeah,
I just didn't see
because it's right after that.
I just didn't see it coming that she was gonna put.
I actually had I don't know. I had a feeling as soon as that ended, I was like, she's gonna rat her out.
I also want to say,
let her know.
I'm disappointed that they did not give Olivia Keegan like this kind of material earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let her be like this for a longer period of time.
I feel like she always has been a little bit.
But she's really bringing.
I mean, now
out.
it's to the Sammy level, but
yeah, I feel like she's really bringing. Well, she always brings her A game, but this material is just like, I feel like this is her strength, where her acting strengths are, and it's disappointing that we know it's leading to, her
institution,
or something, and so props to her. Because she's sold it for me, definitely.
And last week we were talking about what's this next demise going to be, and Tony was thinking, she's gonna light someone on fire because fire's been her MO, and I'm like, I don't think so. I think she's gonna try something different. So when she pulled the knife, I'm like,
Yeah. Ooh, and you could see the blood on
on his
tough.
neck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was tough. I did want to read something. It was in Twitter. Stephanie Churchill, and let's see, her Twitter is SB Sunkins. I'll say that. She says about Ben and Marlena, that scene between the two of them. I love how most actors use the random props, food and drinks, to just sit there and add to the scene.
I know what she's going to say.
But I can't lie at Mr. Roberts. Scott drinking that tea throughout this scene was amazing. It really added to the realism of his worry and anxiety for Sierra. Well done. And I actually had an LOL moment because when Ben told Marlena, here's the plan, and Marlena's like, we need to get to the apartment right now because this isn't good. So Marlena runs out of the Brady pub, and he starts to run after her and goes, I'm still thirsty, to himself. He picks up some tea, puts it back, and then runs out after Marlena.
If he paid for that tea, I'm totally with him. Get your money's worth before you leave. Get that extra sip down.
I love that. Yeah, because he was all about to go out, and he's like, oh, no, hold on. We got to finish that first.
Like, oh, my God.
Before we go spill some more tea.
That was hysterical.
He's going to drink the tea before he spills it.
James Lott Jr. is in the chat room.
Hi,
Hey, Mr. James. How are you? We love you.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we'll see what they discover.
So yeah,
I'm guessing
they open the door.
I'm guessing that they see blood.
Yeah, because
I still think it's a paper towel roll.
Okay.
Because if Sierra was actually on the floor, Ben wouldn't be just like, he'd be.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe
Maybe Trip is on the floor. I don't know. Because the thing is, though, Claire doesn't want to hurt Trip. She just wants Sierra, especially when she has that big scene where she's like, Sierra's like convincing her, no, you're upset with me. It's not Trip. I mean, maybe they just knocked Trip out or something, and he's on the floor, and that's.
I don't think it's a human. I think it's like the chair's knocked over. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't think it's anybody. I truly don't believe it's anybody. I'm sorry. I'm ruining it for everybody, but I don't think
it's got to be. I'm going to say Trip is on the floor, and there's blood, because there's no way Claire would have been able to handle both of them.
Okay, so you say Trip, I say it's a chair or a paper towel roll.
Right.
I say it's Trip.
I say it's blood.
Just blood.
Just blood.
Yeah, I say
okay.
blood.
Put it in. We'll let you know next week.
All right. What do you guys think of the chat room? What are they staring at? That would have been a good caption, this. That would have been a good one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What are they staring at?
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it for Sin storyline.
Yeah.
Next, Jack. Jack, my God, he's making me crazy. Jackie, Jennifer, Kayla, Will, Sunny, and JJ.
Why is he making you crazy?
Because he's so clearly torn. He says one thing, when Jennifer confronted him, guess what? You get to have your memories back. And he's like, no, I don't want my memories back. And then he goes running to the hospital with a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
And that actually surprised me. Because I thought when he told Jennifer and when he told Eve, like, you know what? I'm good.
I think there was a moment in one of the episodes where they had a really long shot on him, and Eve was like talking to him off camera. I think Eve was talking to him off camera, and he like had this. You could kind of see like the moment where he decided like, oh no, I need to try to get my memory back. And I think it had something to do with someone mentioning the kids. Like, and he mentioned it too. He's like, I have a son and a daughter. I don't know. And there was a scene with JJ as well when he later on in the week when he got JJ off of all the charges. There was another scene between the two of them, and my God, the scenes between those two are so great because you just see like something about JJ brings out like the struggle, I guess, in Jack's eyes, whether to stay the course or to try to get his memories back. And he just, whenever JJ says something to him like negative or like I'm not going to thank you, why should I thank you? You just see it in Jack's eyes where it kills him. And I think that's why Jack is now wanting to get his memory back, specifically for JJ and
Abigail.
Yeah, I was going to say Marcy, but Abigail.
Yeah. And he was hurt because when JJ shut the door on him saying, I have nothing else to say to you, I mean, he looked really hurt for that. And I think that's motivating him more, saying, I got to get my memories. And that's why. And I think Will and Sonny are seeing that, too, as well, too. Because they are just like, this is so shocking.
Yeah, and I loved Will. He's like, yeah, you can get the diary if you release JJ.
It's going to cost you.
Yeah. That was great. I loved that part.
I love when, it was almost my quote of the week, when JJ got up and answered the door and it was Jack. He goes, oh, I thought you were the pizza. That's disappointing.
That's disappointing.
No.
I like the quick conversation between Jennifer and Hope.
They're sharing a glass of wine.
Well, yeah. Jennifer didn't really ask if she could share anything.
No,
she just that was such a girl
No,
thing.
Hope handed it to her.
Hope
was like, have a drink, girl.
First Jennifer took it, and because then I went, oh, was there one or two? Oh, they're sharing one. And then as soon as she set it down, Hope grabs it and drinks it. And then Hope hands it to him.
They went back and forth, yeah.
And then she drinks from it and puts it back down. So I thought it was funny.
It was cute.
Yeah, it was a cute moment. I don't think it was planned. I think it was kind of accidental. But
now that Jack has a diary, how is he going to formulate this?
Caleb.
Because he went to Caleb. Do you think she's going to help him?
I think so. I think
so.
she's testing him. Because first of all, when she's talking to Jennifer, she's like, he's going to come around, just give it time. He doesn't really like his life that he's in right now. And then I was a little shocked when Jack did confront Kayla about it. She was hard on him, but I think she's just testing him because she's like, okay, are you really doing this to get your memories back? Like, what's the motive here? But now that I think what he says, look, I released all the charges from JJ. I got the diary from Will. I really want to look into this. I think she is going to be on board and help him.
I felt like she was hard on him, but I feel like she was also kind of surprisingly to me like sympathetic towards him.
She's Kayla. Yeah.
That's Kayla's
totally.
character, but I just kept thinking a couple months back he tried to get her to sign a statement like that she forgave him for what he did in the past, and so for Kayla to actually be like sympathetic and give him an idea of how to get the formula without having to go through the FDA and all that. I was kind of like, oh, Kayla. Like, I would want her on my side. So, yeah, maybe she will help him.
Yeah. When's Steve coming back?
Well, like 4 months, probably.
Probably something like that.
It'll
be a while, I'm sure.
I mean, we know he's coming back, and he started, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
A month ago? So.
Yeah.
So another 2 months or so.
I miss him.
It'll be Christmas.
Yeah. 'Tis the season.
Christmas miracle.
Ah.
Maybe. I'm just throwing it out. I don't know.
I like
Or
that.
November sweeps.
Do you think Jack will leave Eve?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I think it'll.
Eventually.
I think that's going to be the next drama.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get his memory back, and then
I think he's secretly going to
Eve's
get
not
his
going to
memory
want
back.
to. Yeah, and Eve's not going to want to.
I think he's still going to do it like under everybody's radar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he'll start to have memories
Well, and I
and
think
not tell people.
what I was
going
to say too is I think that some of this that's frustrating you about his kind of back and forth is I think because we know that he does have memories because they show him having memories. And so I think that some of it is the real Jack coming out and and that's him wanting to get the stuff, and then when he's not having those moments, then he's kind of back with Eve and being a bitch.
For lack of a great. I love. Accurate. #accurate.
And it's not like Eve doesn't like Jennifer now.
Yeah.
When all this hits that.
Well, things are starting to crumble down with Eve because once the Claire situation gets revealed, I mean, that's going to be stuff
She's
against
gonna
Eve.
get-
Well, and then her also being the one who took the diary and stuff. All the stuff is gonna. She's.
Yeah, but
be on a shit streak.
she and Xander had that phone call.
Yeah.
Where she put off the police going to the room.
Yes.
And then they were even.
Right.
So now Xander and Eve are kind of even, but Xander's already given up the diary when he, in his for his benefit. So
he's still got Ted in his pocket, so he's let go of the
he's got a lot of things in his pocket. Yeah.
What?
Just slide over that.
And then now Marlena knows that there's something fishy with Eve too, because Ben said, she said, why didn't you go to the police? Yeah. Just going back to that really quickly. And he said, I did. I told Eve everything. And she's just out for revenge. Yeah. So now Marlena knows that the commissioner is
crooked.
Yeah. She's a little crooked.
Crooked commish.
A little crooked.
Now, with Eli, she was like, no, don't go. And she's like, you don't want me to respond to a possible murder? And she's like, they're all crank calls. And he's like, okay.
Okay, whatever you say.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it for the top storylines.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Should I do a little business?
Let's do a little business.
All
top
right.
business.
Well, we just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in and making AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of TV talk. But for us to continue to grow, we need your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channels. If you're listening on iTunes, please give us a 5-star review and make a comment. Just let us know what you think. It doesn't have to be positive, but, just let us know. We like feedback. We like feedback. We prefer positive feedback, but you know what? If we're doing something or think we can improve on something, feel free to tell us. But no matter where you are, the more you know. No matter where you are, where you're watching, please leave a comment so you can get involved with our conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us in doing what we love.
We love.
And don't forget to tell your friends, share our links, and keep enjoying our shows.
Please. Lovely.
Yeah. Thanks.
A little tid and a little bit.
Some tidbits.
A little tidbits.
Mm-hmm.
Lonnie, Eli, Abe. Glad they're reuniting?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm now team them. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I was liking Lonnie and Rafe. I was liking their chemistry.
I wasn't opposed to it.
I would have been intrigued to see if there was anything.
I guess
there.
to your point, I would have liked to see a little bit more of a triangle develop. They kind of resolved it rather quickly.
Yeah, she had a breakdown, and then yeah.
I like that they had her make the realization about her, putting her.
Why are you laughing at her trauma?
I'm laughing at something.
Chat room.
Someone wrote Rex can go back to Mars.
Oh,
Aaron, Brody. Stop it! You made me laugh. Right? Sorry, that was just really funny.
I like that Abe and Lonnie had kind of a heart. Abe and Lonnie had a heart-to-heart conversation. I think that's what made her realize, what she was doing and how she was acting. So that's why she went and made up with Eli and gave us the feels. And now we'll see what happens. Maybe there is still, because Rafe is still single. Rafe and Hope are divorced, I guess, already.
They are, yeah.
That was quick.
It's official.
I mean, maybe...
I need to find out who their attorney was.
I know, right? Oh.
Mark.
Moving right along.
So... Rafe is still single, so maybe something developed that she doesn't realize yet, and maybe that it's to be continued.
To be continued.
We'll see.
Yeah.
And Lonnie was not really cool with Abe taking the job with
exactly.
DiMeras.
I love that.
But I like that he took the job with
I
DiMeras.
do too.
And hopefully we'll get to see more of him.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting.
I don't know how I feel about it yet.
And I love that line when she said to Eli, Lonnie said to Eli something to the effect of, do you think we can get past this? Will you forgive me, kind of thing? And he said, if we can survive losing a child,
yes,
then
we
can. I'm thinking,
moments. I really like that moment between them.
Yeah, it was like such a beautiful moment.
They're on the bench, and she's just pouring her heart out to him, and just say, "Look, this is tough." And he's like, "Their anniversary is coming up.
Right.
I think we should face it together."
Yeah.
I was like, "Aw." I really do like them together. I
liked him after that because he really bothered me during the whole process because he was so harsh with her.
Yes, yeah, and that's
he was really judgy and harsh.
Yeah, but you never know. They could get back together, then Rafe can just come in and swoop in. You never know.
I know.
It's daytime.
Okay.
Then JJ had a surprise visitor.
Yes.
It was so random.
It was so random.
Well, and
I'm like, what a way to just quickly storyline undone.
It was just, I literally was just like, really? We just sat through all of this friggin' nonsense for that?
Okay. Well, I'm glad Haley's back. I'm glad that she and JJ reunited. However, I'm with Mark. We're like, in one scene,
done.
Months of storyline is just like reversed. Like and it was such a simple like, it turns out my Melinda and her dad or someone knew some senator. And it's like it took Melinda that long to realize that she could, get help from a senator.
But there was a scene a few weeks back when she Haley was about to be deported, and then Melinda rushes into the room, and we're like, Melinda's back, yay! And she tells them, I've been working on a way to keep you in the country, but for now, we have to go to China, or, and so I think back then she alluded, like, something's in the works, but it's not happening right now, so I'm going with you, and we've got to go to China. So when this happened, when she shows up at JJ's doorstep, first, I thought this was part of Jack's plan. He got the charges dropped against JJ, and then I thought, oh my God, he got everything dropped with Haley too. But then it was like, no, it was Mommy.
Still could have something to do with it, though. That's
coming to the forefront. Yeah. So whatever plan got hatched a little ways back.
I actually thought it was a dream. Like I thought he fell asleep waiting for the pizza, and it was like, because I was like, I'm not even going to get invested in this. This is a freaking dream. And then it kept going on, this is fucking real. And then that happened, and I was like, are you kidding me with this? Oh, it was done.
But
so there's that.
There's that. Things heat up pretty quickly between JJ and Haley. So I'm wondering what's going to continue with that storyline.
Yeah, they were, a couple weeks apart, man.
Yeah. Like them.
I like how he had to walk slowly. Like he picked her up and took her to the bed, but he had to walk so slowly because his apartment's so small. They were literally already right next to the bed. I was like, he's just killing time right now. Slowly moving her over.
Yeah, I'm glad she's back. I have always liked the two of them together.
I think it's cute.
Yeah. I've always liked them.
Next.
Eric, Sarah, Rex, Roman, Maggie, and Xander. So, with the week starting off,
we're very excited about this one.
With Eric marrying the two of them. And who was the witness? That was Kayla.
Kayla, yeah.
Oh, we can't get married. I'm like, yes, good. What is it? And it's like, we're waiting for the witness. And Kayla comes skipping in. I'm like, oh, God.
With flowers from the gift shop.
So they're married. Okay, so I can't believe they're married.
I felt so bad for Eric because he just got done talking to Sammy, and Sammy's convincing him, go get Sarah. And then he's like, going to the hospital, wants Sarah to, know how he feels. And then they ask, can you marry us? What a slap in the face.
Why can't he just say no?
Because he's Eric.
He's so nice.
Because he's Eric, and I don't want to say he's a pushover, but he's the good guy. Like, he doesn't, he wants to make Sarah happy. And at that moment, Mary and Rex made her happy. He was going to.
He so lost points in my eyes.
He's yeah.
It's like you got to draw a line, and that should have been the line of, I wish you well, you guys, but I've got other things. He could have come up with something else. I've got other things on my mind right now, and
I'm just tired of seeing Eric brooding. Like the storylines they put him in, he's always like, he's always brooding. Let the man be happy.
Maybe Melinda knows another senator that can help him.
Right.
To do what? Wait.
Just wrap this storyline.
Wrap it up,
a quickie divorce. Yeah.
Like, Melinda, can you make another phone call, please? Fix this situation.
All right. So there's that, and Xander. Like we already talked about Xander and Sarah. Kind of, there's something, connecting
we talked about that earlier.
And I did love the little dinner that he prepared for her.
Yeah,
that was very sweet. We don't get to see that side of him. Yeah, very often.
Yeah. I feel like they're moving towards Xander being not a bad guy anymore. That seems to be the.
I think, I'm not breaking any news here, but Victor's not getting any younger, I'm not, wishing ill on anybody, but I'm just saying, every time I see Xander, it so reminds me of Victor. The way he delivers his lines, the lines that they're giving him, it literally is like a young Victor Kiriakis, and I'm living for every moment of it. I absolutely love it. So I hope he stays. I'm hoping
yeah.
he sticks around because I think he's got a lot of potential. And he's handsy.
He's very handsy.
Very handsy young man.
And I'm loving the moments where Sarah is conflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, Xander will say something or he'll do something, and she's a little flustered.
Mm-hmm.
I would almost rather Xander be the one to take Sarah away from
Right?
Rex.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
That's
totally on board with it.
yes.
100%.
And then once that happens, then we can go into a Eric versus Xander for Sarah too.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see more Eric.
We just need to get Rex out of the picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rex can go back to Mars.
Rex-
I like
Rex
Aaron's
can go back to
idea.
Mars.
I do too.
We should have T-shirts made for Day of Days.
Yeah, because I was thinking, okay, who's going to break up Rex and Sarah? Because obviously this marriage isn't going to last very long. So yeah, that would be, yeah.
I just because I have to do this, I like Xander almost as much as Billy Flynn.
Ooh.
I just had to say that just because I wanted to say Billy's name in the episode. People are expecting this from me.
They are. High expectations. Don't disappoint the masses. Please.
Billy says
lastly-
hi. Billy says hi, by the way. Billy says hi. By the way.
Roman.
Billy.
What's Roman? What was Roman?
Roman
part
and
of?
Eric had a heart-to-heart.
Oh, yeah. 'cause,
That at the pub?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
remember that.
that's after Eric got done marrying Sarah and Rex, and then he went to the pub to brood a little bit more, and
Yeah,
Roman
yeah.
catches
To
him.
brood a little
Yes.
That's Eric. That's my...
The
Anyway.
Eeyore. That was a perfect
Yeah.
analogy.
And lastly, we have a little Stefan and Gabi.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
Yeah, I like it.
Love it when she's on the couch with him and she's like, I'm seeing a completely different side of you than what everyone else is seeing. Like, she's seeing, like, the soft, caring guy. So I'm loving their relationship. And then when he's just like, just, stay the night. There's just so much traffic just to get to work. She's like, okay, what do you really want?
Yeah.
Do you want me to stay the night?
And I like that moment when he was talking about how much he misses Chloe and the little girl.
Holly.
Holly and the other kid.
Just having them in the house. And there was a slide,
Yeah.
right?
He put a slide in for the pool. So they could have fun summer times at the pool.
Right.
And now there's no one to use it.
Right. And then,
And
Gabi.
Yes.
Gabby's like, they use Victor's pool, or they use Sunny's pool.
Yeah.
She's like, but maybe we could come over.
For a second, I thought they were going to go into, let's
what
just
I
use
thought.
the slide
Let's go.
right now. Let's just go swimming.
If I were them, that would have been my, if it's summertime and it's hot out, let's go for a night swim.
Let's just go. I thought they were going to lead into that. Like, okay, we're going to see some pool action. Like, okay.
Same. I didn't know if we'd see it, but I figured they'd at least go out and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would mean another set would have to be built, so I don't think that was in
No,
the
they
cards.
they can leave and then come back wet in bathing
wet.
suits.
See?
Done.
There we go.
Easy peasy.
Yes.
All right. And that was your week of
Bucket
days.
of water.
Yeah.
I could be the bucket of water boy on set. No problem. It might even be a special skill on my resume. I'll have to check. Just saying.
All right, so that's it for the week. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, which is our segments.
Woohoo!
And we will start with... All right, ladies and gentlemen, when
Do
she
we have the
walked
rights for that?
in...
Are we going to get in trouble?
Oh, I
just
don't
thought of
know.
that. Anyway,
I don't
sorry.
know.
Moving on. I don't know why. Anyway.
I hope not.
Right?
Okay, so Camilla, Banus, Lordy Child, when Gabi walked into Will's room with this dress on, it's like, yeah, this is what you wear when you go visiting someone in the hospital. Okay, so this dress is by Toby, Tobi. You can find it on Toby.com. This fitted red dress features a square neckline, thin spaghetti straps, back zipper, and grid print. Now, this particular dress is sold out. This is what makes me crazy, because oftentimes when they film 6 months in advance, when you go to look for the dress now, it's sold out. However, on the website, there are several options. There are 4 different options here. all in red, spaghetti straps. I threw in one mini that's got the long sleeves, square neck, which I love. And literally, these dresses run from $20 to $40.
Oh,
So affordable.
Really?
Yeah, so Toby.com, go on and get a cute little red summer dress. So that goes to Camilla Banus, Miss Gabi for...
sound cue. Oh, I said maybe we lost the rights in this. Sure.
I know. Nice going, Mark. Nice going.
his fault.
I had to open my mouth.
And now it's time for...
Turn to the left.
Caption that.
All right, this week's Caption That photo comes courtesy of Kate and Xander, and Xander's gun, and Kate's pearls. A lot of comments about Kate's jewelry.
Yeah.
This week's caption goes to Rhonda Y. Gans on Twitter. Rhonda Y. Gans, at Rhonda Y. Gans on Twitter. And with her caption, "How sad. Here I thought you just were really glad to see me."
Oh,
But he really had a gun in his pocket.
yeah.
Right?
Yes. You happen to see me, or was that...
So, yeah, okay, you get it.
And that has been it.
That felt flat.
Yes.
Okay.
And
And now it's time for Mark. Quote of the week.
There it is. There it is. I was waiting for it. All right, so my quote of the week this week is going to go to, what do you guys say, Krikol?
Yes.
When she's talking to Kate, Miss Ari Zucker, I guess we'll give the credit to, since she's actually the actress who said the line. She says, knock yourself out, Nancy Drew. A dress, a pile of ashes, a handshake to cement my divorce to Xander. Ooh, if you look hard enough, maybe you'll find Professor Plum somewhere around here.
Ari Zucker is so good at
having
delivering
so much
those.
fun.
Yeah.
And you know what's so funny, and I think I said this one of the later times I was here, when she came back, because, you know, I love me some Nicole, but... I was so angry because I was like, I didn't like her attitude. I was like, what is, ew. Like, I was having these like, ew, why is she doing that? And then when the whole thing got revealed, I was like, oh, okay. My girl's still there. But I love it because I do love how differently she's playing the role as somebody playing her. Like, that's not an easy task.
Not
you
at
know?
all.
And I just love it. I really love it.
It's just so much fun. You can tell how much fun she's having with all this.
Totally. Totes.
So that has been Mark's.
Mark's.
There it is.
Yay! All right, everyone. I think that's it for the week.
That's it, yeah.
We have a lot to
Good
look
stuff.
forward to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot to look forward to. I think what I'm looking for, obviously, Sin, but I'm also looking forward to Jack's storyline. Like, I want to see him roll out this whole memory thing.
Been Team Jack from day one.
All right, guys. Where can the folks find you on the social?
Do we have news and gossip? No?
No,
news
it
and
was a
gossip.
really
Yeah.
non-news
Sure.
and gossip.
You can find me on Instagram at MLMattis and on Twitter at MLMattis1.
And you can find me on Instagram at Chelsea Overocker and on Twitter at Chels Overocker.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lorraine Love, LORAYNE,
And you can find our show.
Oh, Instagram Dishin Days, Twitter _Dishin Days.
The @ is
Imply.
Yay! And you can find me on Twitter at Tammy Gavea and Insta Tammy.Gavea. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.